Hey everyone, I'm back with the viral photo box. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create the box using sublimation and cut down on some of that cost because I know the majority of us already have sublimation printers. So here we go. Thank you guys. Come create with me. Okay. Here you see I have went to Pinterest and I just grabbed a couple of backgrounds and I pull it into Silhouette. Now you're gonna see me go up here and make these 14 by 14, but don't make the mistake that I made. Whatever size that you guys are making your photo cubes, make it an inch bigger because you want to make sure that, of course, when you sublimate, you want to have room on the edges for overlay. So, and you want to be sure to have enough space where you don't have white edges, and you'll see my mistake later by making it 14 inches. Here I'm setting my guidelines, and you don't have to set guidelines. This is just for me. I have to do this, but when you get ready to slice your cube, it makes it much easier to print outside the lines. I have a 13 by 19 printer and I'm gonna make this cube a 14 by 14, but you can make it with sublimation. You can make them as big as you want to. Hence the reason why I chose to do it this way, because it gets a little costly with CVS and Walgreens and Office Depot. Even with their coupons, it still gets a little pricey. So if you're doing a big box and they have 20 by 30 posters on sale, you still got to buy a poster for each size. And if you're paying $5 per size, that's $25 a box. So I was like, there has to be a cheaper way. Now, I will say you will have to order the materials, which are at the end. But once you order the initial materials, then it will cost you $10 or less to make this box. So here you see me pulling my design over just a little bit so I can cut me a piece of the rest of it. And you see me, I'm sliding it over on top where you can see how it'll match up when I get ready to tape it together. And so essentially that's what you're going to do for each side, is you're going to cut you a little piece off. I give myself about an inch, maybe an inch and a half overlay to ensure that I have more than enough space when I get ready to print them out. If you're doing poster boards are 20 by 30, so if you're doing a 20-inch box, you make it a 20-inch box and you cut off the bottom and you cut off the top, and you can line them up. You'll see later on in the video how I line them up on a sheet and print them out together. I chose to do it this way because we already have sublimation ink. We already have sublimation paper. Why not utilize things that we already have in stock? Here I'm printing it out with my printer. Setting my printer up to print. I print with a border just because over time I found with Epson printer, when you print borderless, it tends to mess up the print head and you start having roller marks and so on, and you start having roller marks in your prints. So I stopped printing borderless and I print with a border. Yes, that cuts out my design, which I should have moved it a little further down on the paper, but you'll see me on the next designs, I move it down a little bit. But that keeps me from ruining my print head over time. I've had 3 of these printers already, so I've learned a little bit about them to ensure that I don't get the wheel marks in my prints. I just chose bright color prints because I wanted you guys to see the color quality, how you could get a rich color and it looks really good when you do it with sublimation. So I take my knife, you see what my guideline is, and I just come over about an inch. I delete the rest, and now I got one, and I just slide that little piece over, and then I go ahead and I proceed to print. You see I moved it down this time because I remembered that, I'm chopping off the top. So I'm adding a little bit of space at the top, so when I do my margin, it won't chop off some of my box. But y'all, it's like I said, you'll see my error in my box when I do it. I wanted to do the full coverage end-to-end box where you see no parts of the foam on the outside. I would have achieved that had I printed this a 15 by 15, but since I printed a 14 by 14, I messed up and I didn't have enough for my overlay. But it still came out bomb, as y'all saw in the beginning of the video. So we're gonna keep running through this, and I'm just showing you how I cut them and how I print them. So while I'm printing them and cutting them, I'm going to do the tower as well. I'm looking for bigger poster board, and I'm looking for larger foam board to be able to do the towers. But I am going to show how you do the towers with what we have. So that video is coming up next. I guess we could talk about the laminate while you guys are watching me cut these up. I just went on Amazon and I looked up thermal laminate on a roll. They have 25 by 200 feet for like $26. That means you could do a 24 by 24 box or a 20 by 20 box to keep us in size. More than like, to me, a 19 by 19 box is gonna be big enough. Okay, that is the full piece of 19 paper and then a little bit on the side for us when we slice the side the same way I'm slicing the side here with this Mickey Mouse. So a 19 by 19 box, and I'm gonna do it, and like I said, at the end, if you watch this video to the end, you will see my price breakdown of why I came to this conclusion. Since you're able to get the 25 inch, you can essentially just press the poster board with the laminate and sublimate the whole thing. We all know you can sublimate laminate. There's nothing new. We've done plenty of projects where we've laminated the little paddles from Dollar Tree to create the fans. We don't move on to something else now, but you guys know we can sublimate on laminate, so why not utilize that? And at Walmart, you get the poster board comes in the pack 10 sheets for $4. So you're essentially paying 40 cents a piece for a laminate, and once you buy the roll of laminate, it's pennies to do it because you bought a whole roll. So by the time you get to the end of this, it costs you a little over $10 a box, so you can charge and so you can really make money and get your customers to actually purchase it. So instead of spending $26 a box, which was my total, because I'm watching y'all do 2 sides on one poster, and well, I take that back, $16 a box, anywhere from $16 to $26 a box. I put it like that. Because if you're doing 15 by 15 box, because they got 24 by 30 prints on sale right now for $5, then you're having to buy 2 prints. That's $10. And then you got to spend money on the foam board or the corrugated plastic or whatever y'all using to put the box together. So that's still essentially $16 to $26 per box, and you have to charge double that to make any money, plus your design fees and so on and so forth. So why not get the same quality for $10 and then you're able to charge $25 a block or $30 a block, and or however you want to do it. You know, the smaller you go, the cheaper you can go. Why not do it that way and then be able to accommodate your customers and not spend this exorbitant amount to make the blocks? Because if my math is off, somebody please tell me differently, because that's what I came up with. If y'all are spending $5 and y'all are only getting 2 sides to one poster, that's $10 plus the cost of the foam. And those are 98 cents a sheet. And you need at least 3 sheets. So $3. $3. So, you know, if you're doing 2 a sheet. I'm literally thinking big blocks. So if my math is off a little bit, don't worry about it. It's $13 a block. I'm sorry. If you're buying it, it's $13 a block. And if you're doing bigger blocks, then it becomes $1 per side, because you're having to use a piece of foam board for each side. So excuse me for my miscalculation. You know, so if you're doing a fit, you know, so that's just my little miscalculation on that, and it's $1 a block. But I ain't even say that, because if you go to Dollar Tree, those foam boards are $1.25 a piece. So, which is crazy that Walmart is cheaper than Dollar Tree. That's just the sign of the times, but neither here nor there. All right, guys, you see that I have put all my little cut sides on one, our little pinch that we had left over on one sheet, and then I printed out. Once I get these printed out, we're gonna go over to the printer. We're gonna go over to my table, and I'm gonna show y'all what the materials look like. All right, guys, y'all can see here that I got the Pen and Gear poster board. This is actually some that I had left over from vending machines, so that is the thick one. Right here, you're gonna see me cut these down to 14 by 14. Do not talk about my ruler. There was a epoxy and glitter mishap, and my ruler was in the way. Okay, so don't y'all talk about my ruler. It's not dirty. It got epoxy and glitter on it. So we're gonna cut everything up. We're cutting all the poster board down. I am gonna show you how to build a block. How I build mine is relatively easy. If you got a good, I say the most important piece of equipment is a fresh blade to go in your box cutter. My husband's a woodworker, y'all know that, so he keeps fresh blades. I don't ever have to worry about a blade. I always have one. So you see me here, I'm just cutting everything down, and I'm getting everything prepped because the heat press is warming up behind me. Temp for my heat press, whatever your sublimation temp is, 385, 395, 400, 375, whatever your temperature is, utilize that. Mine is 385, 60 seconds. That's what I've pressed on forever and a day. I never really ever had to go to 400 to press anything. It's always been 385, at the most 390, and that's all. That's the highest I go. 390, 385, 390 for 60 seconds. That was a clip of the roll of laminate. So here you're gonna see me tape my sheets together. And if you've ever put together a all over print shirt, this is the same exact ideology. Get you some heat tape. I match up the size. Just get it seamless, because if you get it seamless, then nobody is the wiser that you didn't go print a poster. Nobody will know that. I like to go back and mention that my laminate is 12 inches wide, so you will see me do a overlap on my laminate. Nobody will know that you did it. It will cover it right up. I'm gonna point out in the video where my overlay is, but once you press it, you can't see it. Nobody will ever know where it is. So you can do, like I said, bigger boxes for printers. For my 8.5 by 11 girlies, if y'all can do it seamlessly, take a stab at it. But I would say for my people who have 13 by 19 and 24-inch printers, this is the best method. But if you got an 8.5 by 11 and you can make it work, especially if you can print 8.5 legal size, 8.5 by 14, you can put a couple of sheets together and make it work. Make a 14 by 14 box. You can put it together and do what you need to do. But this is my little MO, and like I said, y'all, this was no rhyme or reason behind these backgrounds. I just picked the brightest thing that Pinterest showed me, and I just want to show y'all the colors and how good it'll look sublimating the block. That's all I was doing. There's no purpose to this. There go Mickey. We're gonna tape that together shortly. Cut my strip and just tape it. Let's see. Okay. So once I get these all taped down good, I'm gonna show you the angle of them printing and coming off the heat press. The trick that I found to these blocks is straight lines. Get y'all one of those gridded cutting mats that you see there on my table if you can't cut straight lines, and get you a acrylic ruler, the see-through acrylic ruler. It'll help you in the long run with straight lines. For those of us who are tearing up the box or say, oh, I can't get it to be straight, that is the best way to get it straight, is if you have that line mat and an acrylic ruler. That is the #1 way to get it straight, because then you got lines all the way around and you can get it straight. And ensure that your box comes together. Also, I will also say that not sitting everything inside of itself, which you will see what I mean, because I know that sounds kind of confusing when I say that. Making sure all your lines are flushed and you're not trying to sit the top of the foam on. The way I'm explaining is making it confusing, y'all. Just disregard what I just said. I can hear me make confusing y'all left and right. I'm gonna show you when we get ready to build the block. Okay, we're finished taping everything onto the heat press. So here you see me, that is the first 12 piece. That is 12 inches by 14 inches. I just hit it real quick so it could get tacked down, and then you're gonna see me lay the other piece on the side, and do it while it's hot, because it'll go ahead on and stick and it won't roll up on you. And then I'm just gonna tack that down as well. I'm looking for bubbles, and you see me with my little squeegeeing out all the bubbles. But I kept doing this, but I realized in the end, if I had just left it for about 15 seconds, there would be no bubbles. Okay, lay the sublimation paper on top, leave it for 60 seconds, and you're gonna have a gorgeous side to your box. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna let y'all see it. Look at that. Perfection. Go buy a poster from who? I'm not gonna go buy a poster. I spent 50 cents on that. Maybe a little bit more, because I use sublimation paper and ink. But y'all get where I'm going with this, right? Y'all get where I'm going with this now. So, like I said, you see me lay down half. Tack it, and you see when you tack it, you see how it kind of the bubbles are up under it. No worries. When I add the other side and let it sit for a little bit, all of that will go away. All of that will go away. Yeah, see, I did it right this time. Dang hot. Oh, let me tell you this. When you're using the laminate, put it on Teflon. If you put it on anything else, it's gonna stick to it. That's the job. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to stick to it. Get you a Teflon sheet on the bottom, because once it cools, you'll be able to pull it right off, and you're gonna cut the excess off of it later. You'll see that later on in the video as well, where I'm cutting the excess laminate from the sides. But here we go on our next side. Oh, Mickey Mouse looking extra crispy. Colors are coloring, okay? I never really ever had a problem with my colors on my printer, so if you want me to tell you what my settings are, I have absolutely no problem with that. I print most of the time from either Photoshop or I print from Sublimate, and I've never had a problem with my colors being off. So here's a good look of me putting down the 12 by 14 laminate. And oh nope, that's Elmo. Nope, that's me doing Elmo. I think I'm readjusting the camera there, y'all. Don't be mad at me. Okay. So this should give y'all a better angle of me putting down the first piece of 12 by 14 laminate, or a little bit, it may be a little bit bigger than that, because I want it, you know, I want some, make sure I'm getting edge to edge. And then you'll see me put the extra piece, just a little piece, on the side, and then I'm gonna press it, and then we're gonna leave it. And then I make sure there's no bubbles in it. And there's Care Bears. Now keep in mind, y'all, I actually am leaving this for 60 seconds. I just sped the video up a little bit so this video wouldn't be incredibly long. I don't want to keep y'all here all day watching me do this. And again, that is just poster board and thermal laminate. If you didn't know that you can press laminate with your heat press, now you know. Okay. If you need to laminate big things, you can use your heat press. I think this is the 80s one. Yep. I mean 90s one. I'm sorry. Not 80s, 90s. Now, as you can see, I got white edges on some of my stuff, and that's because I did a 14 by 14. Had I done a 15 by 15, I wouldn't have any white edges. So here I'm cutting off the excess laminate that kind of curls up on you on the side. I just throw that away. Just give me a clean edge, and like I said, you can see around the edges why. If I had have done a 15 by 15, I wouldn't have had that problem. It would have been edge to edge, and color would have been edge to edge, like we are attempting to do when we go get the posters from Walgreens, and we put two sides onto one so you can have that seamless block look. That's what I was going for with this. I just didn't make my prints big enough. Please, guys, don't make that mistake that I made. All right, now we're finna get to building the block. So all of my foam boards are cut 14 by 14, and this is just me showing you the coverage that you're gonna get. So when you put two sides on, this is the trick. The trick is, you put two, that little piece that you see laying there, I was gonna put it in the middle, because I'm not putting a bottom on the bottom of my boxes. Even if someone orders them, I'm not putting a bottom on it. They're not gonna see the bottom. There's no point for a bottom. I'm just gonna leave the bottom open. And that, like I said, you can see me attempting to do that, but it ended up being sturdy enough without that piece in there, so I didn't need it. That's what that's for. But you can, if you want to ensure that you have a good stable box, feel free to put that insert inside. I just didn't do it. So the trick is, this is the math you have to think of. When we put these two foam boards inside, they are 1/4 of an inch thick. They might be 1/8 of an inch, but I really think that they're 1/4 of an inch thick. You have to subtract that 1/4 of an inch from your other two sides. So as you can see here, you see how I have mine in the corner where it's lined up flush in the corner, but now you can kind of see where it's overlay. So I'm gonna cut just a little bit, like a quarter. This is a 1/4. I think this is a little bit less than 1/4 of an inch. You see how thin that is? I cut that little piece off, right? So I go back and I test it again, and I'm like, need just a little pinch more needs to come off that side, because that's gonna make up, when we cut this off, the foam board that you put on either side is going to make up for that. So you see me cut just a little bit more off, and now it sits perfectly inside that space. I don't put mine, this is what I was trying to explain earlier when I sounded confusing. I don't just sit it on the top. I don't just glue it to the top. I want everything to be flush. So it's all gonna sit inside, and it's gonna be flush. All four corners are gonna be flush with each other. Not me put the box on top. And I may have to do it this way. Now you may not have to do it this way if you're buying the adhesive posters from Walgreens, but since I'm not, I have to see how it's on the inside, and you go around this side and it's on, I'm putting the glue, and it's tucked neatly on the inside. Now this might be, King Seer woodworking coming out of me, because my husband is a woodworker, and corners and things matter, angles matter. So that might be why I'm building this box this way, but y'all give me some reprieve, okay? I just have to do it this way. I'm a perfectionist, okay? So you'll see me do the same thing again. I line it up. I see how much is missing. This one was almost right, but I had to cut just a little pinch. Just a little pinch off. See, just a little pinch. And once I cut that little pinch off, it slid perfectly into the box, giving me a perfect box with no bottom, because I don't see the point for the bottom. Y'all are more than welcome to do the bottom. I'm just not doing the bottom. I might not do a top next time. I may do like everyone else and just do a color at the top. I might not even do like a picture at the top, and just do just the 4 and not do the ones on top. If you're doing single boxes, of course you're gonna have to do the top, but I just don't see the point in the bottom. So here I am gluing it together, just pressing it, holding both sides together to make sure they're both attached. Another thing that I would advise y'all is go to Amazon and buy glue sticks by the case. We use a lot of foam board and glue sticks around here, people. Buy glue sticks by the case. If I could buy foam board by the case, I would, but it's just Amazon is tripping on the foam board price. I'm not doing that. All right, so now you guys get to see me put the pictures on the box, and it's literally just gluing them up there. Just gluing them on. And you're gonna see my daughter throw glue sticks at me. Just glue, 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 glue. Make it even all the way to the edges. Look at that. Amazing. There you go. All in-house. I don't have a problem with Walgreens or CVS. They have came in clutch several times. They have come in clutch. But for these type of projects, I was just like, there has to be a better way, something that I already have on hand. I don't want to have to go spend money to get someone print them for me. Not saying that getting someone to print them for you is a problem. I just was like, I think I got this at home. I think I have some kind of material at home that I can utilize and make this with. I want you to know that I had that laminate since the pandemic. I've had, because it came in a pack with 2 rolls, and honestly, the vending machines actually what took most of that, because no amount of fans that I could do in the world would take all of that laminate. So I'm just now getting to a point where I'm using this laminate. And there you go, guys. That is the finished product. If I could quit fighting with the camera. It's a finished product. Entire box. Beautiful, gorgeous box. Photo box. It is a 14 by 14. Now here you're seeing me and you can do this, and I promise you no one will see it, because I did it a lot on my vending machines. Just for a little bit more stability, I add some clear packing tape, and I just went around the edges and ensured that the edges were, just pulling it all together. And it's just for sturdy reasons. You don't have to do this part. I just did it because I wanted to make the box sturdy, because I didn't put the other piece on the inside. But yeah. All right, guys, this is the materials list that I was talking about. As you can see, I kind of did a cost breakdown of the materials, and what my estimated cost would be if you're making a 14 by 14 box or larger. Like I said earlier in the video, my math could be a little bit off, but this is what I came up with. And majority of these things that I have can be found between Amazon and Walmart. So I didn't do, something that had to be extravagant. And whoever your sublimation paper is and ink, use them. It all works the same. I want to thank you guys again for stopping by with me and taking time with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe.